Brothers and sisters, coming from his studio located in the great state of Texas, the undeniable, irresistible, bearded mic slinger, the hard-working man himself, Linwood Presley King.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not. All right. Come on. Come on, baby. Bring that volume down. Bring that volume down. Bring that volume down. All right. Bring that. Will you lower that down, brother? You can turn off the sound. I appreciate that. You're doing a great job, Freddie. How y'all doing today, people? I'm here in San Antonio, Texas, where it's nice and cool. It's like in the 60s and 70s, y'all. It's been feeling good. It's probably about 90 degrees right now, but earlier today I woke up and the weather was great. It was like 60 degrees. I get all nice and bundled up, take my kids to school with my wife. It's been a good day, y'all. It's been a good day. But I got to tell you, it didn't start off good, though. I'll be honest. It wasn't a good day, to be honest with you. I don't know why I'm lying. I don't know why I just lied to y'all right now. It wasn't a good day today. Today's been a difficult day. And the reason why it's been so difficult is somehow or another, last night, in the middle of the night, somebody in Vietnam or maybe India hacked my Facebook page, y'all. They went in there, right? I knew something was up because I checked my email this morning, and they went in there, right? And they changed, it says you've been removed from your admin on your Facebook business page. So I said, that's weird. And then it had some strange name on the email of the person that did it. And then it said, so-and-so has been added as admin of your page, your Facebook page. And I said, this feels very familiar because the same thing happened to me last November. Someone went in my Facebook page somehow. Well, what they do, this is how they do it. They tell you violated something, right? So I'm going to warn you about this. The first time this happened to me, you get a little notification saying you violated the terms and your account's fixing to be disabled. So back then in last November, I clicked that, right? And it took me to this page and it looked legit, right? It was at the time, it looked like a Facebook. So I went in there, I gave them all my information, right? Well, someone went into my Facebook page last year and they destroyed my Facebook account for the heroin. They went in there and they literally deleted all my good stuff. They changed the name of the band from the Heroin to the Jinx, and they took all this stuff. And it took me about a month to finally convince Facebook that wasn't me. They had to go through all this verification process, and they gave me my page back last December. And everything was, all my videos were deleted, right? But I learned a lesson. Never click on a link in your notifications that say you've been, you violated something. That's not really Facebook. But that was last year. So I changed all my passwords. I got all my credentials updated. And everything's been good the past year. I got monetized on Instagram. Facebook's been kind of helping me out. It's been a good year. And then this morning I woke up and I noticed there was an email saying, hey, someone else is admin. Then it said you've been removed as admin. Then it said a few other emails, and I was like, okay, so I need to go. I immediately went to my Facebook page, and I tried to log in, and it said your Facebook page password has been changed. So I went and tried to verify my password, and then all of a sudden it said my Facebook page was disabled. And then I went to my Instagram page, which I got monetized on Instagram for the past year, and I've been doing pretty well on it. And it took me off of Instagram because my Facebook and Instagram are tied together as a business. So I spent from 8 a.m. this morning, my kids just got out of school, till about right now, going in circles with this whole Facebook thing. It's like going in circles because you go in there and you let them know that it wasn't you. You send an ID card, and then you got to send verification through the ID card, and then it gets back to you and it says they can't review your stuff. And it's just been a headache. I can't call anybody. I can't get with anybody. I can't notify anybody. It's just been it's stressful because, as everybody knows, social media is something that we use for our businesses now. So you can be an entrepreneur and you can use social media to leverage your competition, and you can get people to buy your stuff. You can work out shows, and for a musician, it's very important to have your social media all tied up and worked out in a good way. And so I'm kicked out of Facebook and Instagram right now, and it bothers me because I enjoy going on there and seeing my family and my friends, and I like to share my content, and also I do a lot more promotion on Facebook than I do on TikTok or any other place. So it's been disheartening. It's been very, very frustrating. I'm pretty upset right now, but I'm looking at the good thing. I got to go back and look at the good thing. The good thing is I'm alive and my family's healthy. I just celebrated one of my sons, his 20th birthday yesterday with him, and that was amazing. We had a good time. So there's a lot of good things going on, but that whole social media thing, that's a business and it hurts. It hurts, right? So that's been happening to you. It is not right. One thing, it'd be different if I was fishing out looking at like porn or something, right? If I was going looking at dirty pictures on links that say, hey, they send you those little things that say, hey, come look at this picture, and it's like dirty stuff. I don't need to look at that stuff. My wife is beautiful. I got the most beautiful wife in the world, so I don't need any of that. So it'd be different if I was doing that, but I'm not. I'm trying to live a good, clean life, people. I'm trying to be a good, holy man of God, So I ain't doing that stuff, but somehow or another, it feels like an attack. It feels like I can't open up a new account, but I got too much invested in there. I got business pages invested in there. I got, the heroine has about 15 or 14K followers on it. It's not a lot, but it's a lot to me. We worked hard for it. You spend time on the social media building it up, and it's not that easy to go. I thought about starting a new account, going in and starting. But I'm going to lose everything I worked for, all my Meta business, and there's a lot. If you understand the whole Facebook platform, we sell merchandise on there. There's credit cards and bank accounts involved in there that are tied into my Facebook. So I got to get that figured out just to protect myself. But it's felt like it's been an attack. Like last night, out of nowhere. Well, do you ever feel like you're trying to mind your business and just something comes up from behind you and wants to whack you in the face, the back of the head? I was yesterday in my backyard, and I know my wife didn't mean to do this. I know she didn't mean to do this, but she was cleaning. I was barbecuing for my son's birthday, and my wife was cleaning the pool. And I happened to walk behind my wife as she was doing skimming the pool, right? And she had the long pole. And my wife, literally, I was turning around to walk, and she nailed me in the eye with the pole from the pool. She went and she just did this back like that, and it literally hit me in the eye. Thank God my glasses were on. It knocked my lens out and broke my glasses. So these are my temporary ones. So it was like that. I was blindsided. I was blindsided yesterday with so much negativity. I was minding my business, barbecuing for my son. I get hit in the eye. But my glasses broke. Not the eye, but it destroyed my glasses. Yeah, it was. Then my wife and I get into it last night for just some dumb reason. We start arguing and getting, it's marriage, y'all. Marriage can be difficult sometimes. I know this because I've been married 3 times already, so I understand marriage is just hard, people. It's hard, but you got to work it. So it's like there was an attack that came on. Man, everything started going wrong all night. I was fussing and fighting, not just in my own spirit. I was feeling just like this battle going on. It was with my marriage, with my family, my kids, and I was just all right. I went to bed last night. My wife and I had a good talk, and we went to sleep last night. Woke up this morning, and then I woke up to this whole thing with Facebook, right? Doing me in like that, and I can't even call nobody. There ain't nobody you can call. You can't just call someone at Facebook and be like, "Hey, yo, my Facebook account was hacked. Can you do me a favor?" It's not like that. You gotta. Basically, I have to wait now. I sent them my credentials. Now I'm going to wait and see what's going on, and hopefully things end up turning out good. They should, but I'm frustrated. But on a good note, my truck, I have a 1987 Chevy Cuck V 6.2 diesel 4x4, and it's got a fire engine bed in it with a bunch of compartments. Awesome truck. And if you've been following my page and you've been following me, that truck is costing me I bought the truck for $10,000, and it's a good truck. It's a good truck. But the past year, I've put around $8,000 in it, fixing it. And mostly this past 3 weeks, I've put around $6,000 fixing it. And it's not like I have the cash sitting in my bank account. I had to use one of my credit cards I just paid off and then get that advance to pay for this stuff, right? So I got my truck back, and it worked good for a week, and then I took it back to the mechanic because I started doing the same thing again, and then he fixed it again. I got it back. Well, it's been running great for the past week and a half, and then lo and behold, 2 days ago, it just dies on. Like, I stop somewhere, I get out, go do something, come back, and it dies on me, and I have to crank it like 3 times, and it'll start back up after about the 3rd crank. Well, then I came home, and I called my mechanic, and I said, hey, brother, I spent $6,000 with you on this truck, man. You've done everything that you possibly could. What's going on with it? And he goes, well, I know what's going on with it. You're getting air in your fuel line somehow. And I've checked everything. I've changed out the fuel filter. We changed out the fuel pump. We changed out fuel line, everything. And he's like, but you're still getting some sort of air inside your fuel. He goes, let me come to your house real quick, and I'll show you what to do when that happens. So he came over, and he's showing me how to prime the truck. So it's a diesel truck, it's an old truck. So first thing you do, pop the hood, you get in there, you go to where the fuel filter housing is, and you pull that thing out and you put it in a bottle of water or a bottle or something. And you go in there and you crank the truck a couple times until the gas starts going in the bottle, and then now it's primed up. You put it in there, and boom, you started it on the first try. So this morning I thought, well, I don't know. I'm having all these bad things happening. I do know I got to go tighten up a bolt under my truck for my starter because I noticed it was loose yesterday. So I went and tightened that bolt today, and I said, I'm going to try and start my truck. I went out there, and guess what, y'all? It started on the first try. That truck started right up. First try, it was beautiful. I just turned it one time after I got them glow plugs nice and hot. I turned it, and bam, the thing turned on. That was good. That was a good thing. I'm happy about that. But it just seemed like there's this attack after attack after attack. And all I can do right now is say, Lord, give me the strength to be the man you want me to be. And I want to be a good witness to my kids and to my wife and to the people around. There's my daughter. What's up, baby?
One of our friends named Isaac, like your name.
Really? Well, I'm going to go talk to him here in a minute.
But, because his friend said, because Ari said that.
Okay, all right.
Ari said his friend named Isaac.
Well, I'm going to talk to him here in a minute, baby.
And you're Linwood. Mom said that.
Close the door. I love you. I'll be there in a minute. That's my daughter, Naomi. She's 4. And the funny thing is, she hasn't been wanting to hang out with me the past 2 days. I try and give her a hug and a kiss. She's no. She'll try and run away from me. She don't want nothing to do with me. But I told her before I came in, I guarantee you I'm going to get in here and start working. And you're going to walk right in here and look at it. She just did that. But I don't care. I love her. But it seemed like attack, like this. And that's all I want to do. I want to be a good witness. I want to be able to be a good witness. I want to be a good example to my kids. But it's not easy. It's not easy, y'all. We live in a day and age where it's easier to blow your top and to get all upset. It's easier to get a vice, I'm just gonna go get drunk. I'm gonna go do some whatever. It's easy. It's easy. It's available. But I don't want to do that. I want to walk with God, and I want to be a good husband. It's easy to throw a marriage away. It's easy to throw a marriage away. It's easy to throw a relationship away because things ain't going the way you want or something. It's easy. The hard part is sticking with it. I learned when I was young through my first, as a young Marine, young kid, I learned a lot. A lot of my life was formulated by my time in the Marine Corps. And I learned that the right thing to do is usually the hard thing to do. And I'll break that down to you. It's pretty simple. If you're faced with two decisions, right? Usually the hard one is the right one. The hard path is the right path to take. Like marriage, right? You get in the situation where you're just upset with your wife or your husband, and you're just in a point where it's easier just to end it. It's easier just to walk away. And it's hard to get along with people sometimes. But the right thing to do is to work it out. The right thing to do is to figure it out together. It's hard, it's not easy, but it's the right thing to do. And usually the right thing to do is the hardest thing to do. But do the right thing, y'all. Hey man, like Spike Lee said, do the right thing. It's not easy doing the right thing. It's not easy, but it's the best thing for you, the best thing for your children. It's the best thing for your family. It's the best thing for people around you. I told y'all in the past, my businesses this past 2 years have been suffering tremendously. I have several businesses that are just terrible. They're doing terrible. One company, I was bringing in six figures, $480,000 a year with that company. Not anymore. Not right now. I think we're probably at $100,000 a year with that company. Another company, small company, I was bringing in around $40,000 to $50,000 with this other little tiny company. It's a baby company. Now I'm bringing nothing on that company, zero on that company. You know, it's been rough. It's been hard. And I know I can go get a job, you know, probably doing something similar to this and make way more money, I'm sure. But at the time right now, at the moment, I have other people that depend on me for these other businesses. I have people that depend on that income. I have friends and family that work for my company that depend on that income. And to just end it all, though that could be the easiest thing to do, it's not the right thing to do. So this past year, I've been just sucking it up. You suck it up. You suck it up. You humble yourself. You know, sometimes you gotta say yes sir, yes ma'am, and get it done. I tell my kids, when someone asks you to do something, especially if it's an adult, is yes sir, yes ma'am, and you get it done. You don't sit there and roll your eyes and grump about it and get all upset. You just get it done. Yes sir, yes ma'am, and on the way, get it done. And I've had to do that this past year. It's been humbling. It's been humbling. Now my company is contracting with another company that's been here less time than my company has. And the guys are way younger than me. And I can approach it like, man, I've been doing this longer. You need to call me sir. I can approach it like just being a jerk, but that's not the right thing to do. The right thing to do is to get in line, humble myself, and learn from these people. And that's what I've been doing. It feels like it hasn't paid off yet, though. I'll be honest with you. It's difficult still. It's not easy. And I do at times think, you know what, I should just go off on my own. And screw this, I should just go off on my own. But people depend on me, and that's not the right thing to do. So I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to keep investing. I'm going to keep trusting God. The other day I was checking my stocks, right? I just started investing. When COVID started, I started investing in the stock market because all the prices were low, right? So I started just investing in the stock market. So every month I'm putting about $350 a month to my stocks. It's not a lot, but $350 to me is a lot of money. So I put $350 a month to my stock. I've been doing that for the past 2 years since COVID started. And the other day, in June, I checked the market. I checked my stocks just to see how much money I had, and I had around $15,000 in the stock market. And I was like, yeah, I was happy. First time I ever had any money saved in any kind of savings, and there's $15,000 sitting in my stock market account. And then I go there another week later, right? And it dropped down to $13,000. Like a week later, just dropped down to $13,000. And I was like, what the heck? And I thought, you know, there's people out there that are millionaires that have stuff in the stock market, right? I'm freaking out about $3,000 or $4,000. There people lost hundreds of thousands. But I told my wife, we're not going to pull that money out. Let's just stick with it. They say the stock market is for the long game, not the short game. And that's the way life is, y'all. That's the way life is. When you're in something, you got to be in it for the long game. In business, if you're doing business, you got to be in it for the long game. You can't expect to get rich quick thing. It's going to get you rich and you can turn around and walk out of there. It's the long game. You got to stick with it and work through it and work it out. In marriage, in business, that's in life. And as I'm sitting here today, right? I'm sitting here going through all this crap, man, all this negativity going around. I'm just like, what the freak is going on? Why is all this happening? Then I have to remember, life isn't easy, and you're gonna get these attacks, and you're gonna get these things happen to you, and you gotta stay faithful. You have to stay faithful. You have to stay on course. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay faithful. I'm going to stay faithful. I'm going to stay on course. I'm going to be consistent. The biggest thing about business and the biggest thing about achieving your goals and your dreams is staying consistent. I see people lose stuff because they're not consistent. They lose their dreams and their visions, and they lose their families. They lose their businesses because they're not consistent, man. If you're not consistent, you're not going to grow. You're not going to make it. And right now, I hit a point. I hit a wall where I was thinking, man, I've been consistent my whole life, and I'm hitting this wall right now. But through all my consistency, I've seen so much growth in my life. Like, there's been so much growth in me personally. There's been so much growth in my business, so much growth in my family and in my household. I've seen the growth, and I've been through it before. One time, back in 2008, the heroin was doing great, man. I was touring all over the country, and I still had my company. I was still running my company. I had office managers running my office. I had people working for me, and so I'd go on tour, and I'd still have my business running. And one day, one of the owners of the contract, she wasn't an owner. She was basically the decision maker for one of the contracts that we were serving. That was a really exclusive, good contract. One day, we stopped seeing money coming in. And it was in November 2008. Money stopped, jobs stopped coming in, work stopped coming in for our crews. And so called up this lady, and I said, hey, ma'am, what's going on? She tells me, and we went from, at that time, we're bringing in around $34,000 a month, and then we dropped down to bringing in, I don't know, $4,000 a month, $10,000 a month. And that's a big drop when you have people working for you. And so she's like, well, I saw in a magazine that you're touring and you got a record deal, so I figured you didn't need this contract anymore. And I had to humble myself and tell her, yeah, the band has this record deal and I'm touring, but it doesn't mean I'm making money and I'm rich. It doesn't mean I have financial security. That's why we started our company. Our company is what helps meet those needs that can't be met on the road. And after explaining to her this whole situation, why she's thinking, because she's seeing stuff about the success that my band's having, she's thinking in her head like that means money, and that doesn't mean that. So after explaining that to her, she ended up, she was loyal. That's the thing. She was loyal. She could have walked. She could have burned a bridge and been done with it. But she was a loyal friend. She was good. She's a good woman. She kept our contract and boosted our portfolio, and we started getting a ton more work. And our company went from, when we started, we were bringing in $10,000 a year to $100,000 a year to over $400,000 a year 480. I think at our best year was 480. And that's just her being loyal and me being honest. So I've been there before. I've been in that situation where everything's taken away. And I've been where I've had so much provision. I was just giving stuff to people, blessing people, man. I'll give guitars away. I'd give amps and pedals away. If people needed something, I'd want to help them, and I'd do it. I'd give it to them. I've had that kind of provision before, but now, it's a little different now that I'm older and I've put in all the work. It feels like when you're starting over again, you're thinking to yourself, I don't want to start over again. I've done paid my dues. Why do I got to pay my dues again? But that's life, y'all. And you can't be discouraged if that's happening to you. If you're in a position right now where, pre-COVID, you're bringing in $100,000 a year and you're freaking rocky, you're walking around pointing at people, getting down, and you're freaking on fire. Pre-COVID, and now COVID hit, and now we're getting into post-COVID, and we're trying to rebuild ourselves, and we don't got that fire we used to have. We don't got that excitement. The money's not coming in. You can't stay discouraged, though, people. You got to keep working. You got to keep trusting. Stay faithful. Stay consistent. That's it. Stay faithful. Stay consistent. Stay faithful and stay consistent, y'all. That's all we can do, people. Let me exit this thing. Stay faithful, y'all. Stay faithful and stay consistent, y'all. If you're facing something right now and you feel like you're going to give up, keep going. Look at. Hold on. I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes you're going to go through the motions, y'all. Sometimes you're going to be like, I'm going through the motions. I don't like going through the motions. But just go through the motions sometimes. You're going to be going through some stuff. Just keep staying consistent. It may feel like you're going through the motions, right? Like, I do this. I'm doing this again. I'm going to do this again. But stay consistent. And if it feels like you're going through the motions, just go through the motions. But it's going to come back. It's going to get better. It'll come back, y'all. It'll get better. I know it. Look at the thing in marriage, the thing about your job, the thing about your dreams. It's going to get boring sometimes. It's going to become work. And when you hit that wall and you're in that place where you just feel like, I ain't in love anymore. I don't love doing this anymore. Because it's become work. That's exactly what it is. It's work. Ain't nothing you're going to be doing in life is going to just be fun all the time. It's work. Look at this. We go on tour sometimes and it's like, oh my God, I got to play another show tonight. I'm so buzzed. But you got to stay consistent. You got to work through those times where it's dry and it's empty and you're in the desert and you got to go through the motions still. It's not a bad thing to go through the motions, people. Stay consistent. Relationships, like you've been saying, I'm not in love anymore. I don't feel like I love him anymore. I don't feel like I love her anymore. Your feelings don't matter, y'all. Your kids matter. I'm going to say that again. I'm going to speak it one more time. Your feelings do not matter. Your children matter. Your feelings do not matter. Your marriage matters. Your feelings do not matter. Your relationship matters. Your feelings do not matter. Your dreams matter. Your feelings do not matter. Your job matters. And if you don't like your job, find a job that you like. But I guarantee you're going to find that job you like and you're going to end up hating it again. Because it's work. It's consistency. It ain't always easy. I've been married to my wife. Look, I've been married 28 years, y'all. It's a joke I always tell my wife. She's cool with it. I've been married 28 years, y'all. 28 years to 3 different women. But I was consistent. I didn't take a break. And we laugh about that. But the fact is, I've been married. My first marriage, I was in the Marine Corps. My high school sweetheart. Like everybody that joins the Marines or in the military usually marries their high school sweetheart. And I hope that if you've done that, you stay married and you make a big, happy life together. And that's the dream, right? You're a young kid and you're like, I'm going to get married. I'm going to marry this woman because I love her. I'm going to be married the rest of my life. And I got married and I left to the Marine Corps and she was following me around. I got deployed for a year and I come back home and I was going to get out and she didn't want to get out. She wanted to stay in. And I was the one in the Marine Corps. So when I got back home to Texas, she found herself a little captain and went off and married him and started a new life. And there I was after almost 5 years of marriage, right? And then I was moving along in my life, and then I met my second wife, right? And we the same thing. You're trying to do the right thing, get married, and that lasted 15 years, and it just didn't work out. And I try, I can't make excuses. It's just stuff sometimes just don't. And then I married my wife Stephanie, right? My wife Stephanie, we've been married 7 years, and she's been through it. We've both been through it. I've been through it. She's been through it. We both been through it. Same story as me. She got the same story. Same story. We have kids from other marriages. We've been married before. We've been divorced. Now we're married again. We're 7 years married. We're both putting God first in our marriage. We're both just like, you know what? We're going to do it right. We're going to just trust the Lord. We're going to pray together. We're going to study the Bible together. We're going to go to church together. We're going to raise our kids to love the Lord. And we set these boundaries, and we keep them. Like when I met my wife, we did like this job interview. We came out and we sat there for 10 hours having a conversation of what our visions were for family and for our lives. So we were just 7 years, man. We're going to be celebrating our 8th year coming up. And it's they say when they say the statistics double every marriage. So your first marriage, what they say, 50% of marriages end in divorce, and then your second marriage will double that, man. You got a three times or 4 times whatever, and then your third marriage, oh, forget that. The percentage, 80% of third marriages end in divorce, or however it would be, 50, then 75% of the second, 99% of third marriages don't last. I guess it's hard. It's hard. The odds are against us. I'll tell you right now, my wife Stephanie and I have to work triple hard for our family and for our marriage. So we have 2 babies together, Nehemiah and Naomi. We have 2 babies together. And we were sitting here last night talking. And we've been going through some stuff, and then we talk it out, we work it out. And we start just being honest with each other. What I did in my old relationship, I would do this when we'd have a fight, or I'd react this way. And you're doing an inventory of the things you would have done before. I would have just left. I'd have just driven off, and I would never come back. I'd shut you out. I wouldn't talk to you ever again. I'd take off in my RV and I'd go find a place to camp by the river. I'd never come back. But we're talking and we're like, that's what we would have done. But now we made the decision that this is it. This is it. We have 9 kids. We both have our 2 babies that we had together, and then we bringing in 7 kids from other marriages, right? So we have 7 broken kids, y'all. 7 broken kids. And I'm gonna tell you right now, people, you think divorce is all easy and fun and games, and you get this new beginning and you're gonna start a new happy life, and you don't think your kids are gonna be affected by it. Your kids will be affected by your divorce. I'm telling you right now, it is not easy. Kids become dysfunctional from divorce. Kids have a hard time with it. And if you think that's not true, you're lying to yourself. My kids are damaged because of my divorce. My kids are broken because of it. Her kids also, because we both been through it. My parents were divorced. Her parents were divorced. We're coming in this thing with just divorces all up and down. If I count it together, we got 1, 2, we got like 15 divorces in our family. Everyone affected by each divorce, that it takes a toll on each one separately in that manner. However it does, it's a divorce, and it's painful, y'all. So if you think about it, I went through my mom and dad's divorce. And that was brutal. I was hard. I saw some bad things. I saw some terrible things. It was hurtful. It hurt. And then I went through my divorce, and then my second divorce, right? I've been to 3 divorces already. And everyone just hurts you even more. It takes a toll on you. So we're talking to each other, and we're going, our kids right now, our job right now is to make sure our 2 babies have mama and daddy together forever. And then we got to heal the other babies that have been through it. We got to help them heal. And that's hard. It's not easy when you're trying to help other broken people heal when you're broken. But that's the grace of God. That's the thing. That's the grace of God, because you're broken and God will come back in there and heal you. And fix. And I can say this for sure as a testimony. The Lord has healed my heart. The Lord has healed me and brought me through a lot of things, y'all. But it's been work on my part too. It's not like there's just this thing like the Lord just go, bam, all right, baby, you got, whoo, there you go. That's not like that. The Lord says, all right, son, here's the tools. You get out there and let's get it done. So I'm out here every day. My wife and I are in the trenches. Every day we're working on building our family, helping each other out, and it's not easy. It's not easy. But you have to stay consistent. Oh, there's so much we can get into about that. There's a lot of deep stuff we can discuss about divorces and broken children, and it's hard. And when you have a lot of kids like I do, you don't want none of them to go by the wayside. You don't want not one of your kids to take the wrong path or to make bad decisions. But right now, I have to just sit back, trust God, and I got to do my part. And my wife and I were talking about our roles, and we know what we expect out of each other. But sometimes you got to just talk and remind each other what you expect. And also you got to encourage each other. And don't be foolish and embarrass and insult people. Don't do that to your spouse. You want to lift them up and encourage them. Don't belittle them. Don't emasculate your man, and don't embarrass and incite. What's the word? Bad self-image on your wife. Don't tell your wife she looks ugly. Don't be telling your wife she's fat. That's the thing, man. Men are affected by us. Men, we're affected by our validation through our work and our job, and our masculinity, and being strong, and we get that validation. And you cut a man down. You tell a man like you ain't no good in bed. You can't satisfy. You start digging in there, and you start getting that. That's emasculating a man and making him feel like he's less than a man. And then that's what gets a man. And then what gets the woman is you sit there and you just tell her she's fat or she's ugly or women want to feel beautiful and loved and appreciated. And a man wants to feel like he's validated and he's doing a good job. Like men want to come home and have mama tell them, boy, you've been working hard. Come inside. I got some breakfast. I got some lunch, dinner for you. I got some tea, mate. And mama wants the man to come home and be like, girl, you're beautiful. I do all this for you. I love you. And that's what we have to keep working on. That's every day. Every day. I don't know. This whole thing with Facebook, though, really got me. But I'm blessed, man. My truck's all right. The problem is I got some shows coming up, and the promoters are real big Facebook. You promote on Facebook, the events and stuff. And right now I have no access to Facebook whatsoever. And if I was to go start a new account, I'd have one friend, my wife, and I'd have to go there and be like, hey, girl, come to my show. My one friend. So I can't start a new account. I have to just fight for what's mine. And it's hard. That's the thing. It's easier to go start a new account and just kind of start over and try and get all my friends back and go follow everybody and like them and go message them. It's easy. It's hard, but it's easier than me. I was there for 9 hours a day, back and forth, trying to get my credentials to Facebook just so I can prove to them who I am. And that's work. That's hard. And I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have to follow up tomorrow. I got 30 days, right? They give you 30 days to prove or to show them you're legit or whatever. So 30 days, y'all. That's what I got. 30 days, y'all. I got 30 days, y'all, to let them know this is me. 30 days to prove to them Whatever I gotta prove to them. I don't know what I gotta prove to them. But that's what I got to do. Not a deep bass drum, right? 30 days to get it right. Get the right pick out. Come on, baby. Yeah.
Open wide, come inside. I've been watching you, baby. I can't help myself. You're hot as hell. You're gonna love me. Love me. help myself. You're hot as hell. I'm gonna hold you real tight. You can't get away. You won't break these chains, no. You're gonna love me. You're gonna love me. Yeah.